12. We're going to work on solutions now. We've been working with those linear equations, and now we're going to start working on some solutions. But this first one gives you 3 squares here, and it just wants you to estimate which figure has the largest shaded region. Which one of these has the most shaded? Who thinks they're all the same? Who thinks there's one with the most shaded? Veronica?
There's 2 equal
See?
and 1 not equal.
Yeah. A and B are.
I think these are equal. I'd agree with that.
C is.
Does this one have a little more shaded?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one has the largest shaded area.
If you flip the B, like if you flip that last triangle up, then it would be the same.
Yep.
But if you divide it into parts, C has a smaller triangle and a larger triangle, and those both have 2 large triangles.
What?
No, C is bigger, don't question life.
Exactly, making it more shaded.
All right, let's look here. They both have half of it shaded, right? You see that? Agree there? This half shaded, this half shaded. So if we cut this here, you'd agree that this is the same shaded region?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's different. Yes.
Now we have a half triangle and a half triangle here.
Yes.
Does that make a square?
Yes.
We have a square here?
Yes.
So are those the same?
Yes.
Yeah. Now this one has the half triangle.
Yes.
It has kind of a square.
But
And then 2 more triangles to make another square.
yes.
Oh, I thought it was the largest.
It is a little smaller, but this, all this right here, is going to be more than this square. Do we agree with that? Yeah, so this one has the most shaded.
I misunderstood the question.
All
I
right.
thought it was which one has more white in it.
That's what
Nope.
I thought.
These 2 have the most white. This one has the most blue. That's what we were looking for.
Which one has the most shade?
Shaded. All right. So we're all on the same page there? Everybody agrees C has the most shaded? All right. Sure is good enough, I guess.
I mean,
All right, 12.2 is talking apples and oranges. It says, at the corner produce market, apples cost $1 each, and oranges cost $2 each. So on the next page, we have a bunch of questions with that. So I just wrote up top, just to remind myself, apples cost $1, oranges cost $2. Just so we don't have to flip back and forth. So it wants to know, how much would you pay for 6 apples and 3 oranges? Chesney?
$12.
$12? How'd you get there?
Well, 6 apples are $6.
So you took 6 times 1, and so that's $6.
Then I took 3 times 2 and I have 6. Then I added it together.
3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay with how we got there? Take a couple seconds here, and why don't you finish B, C, and D, and then we can discuss those ones. Shouldn't take you too long. All right, for B, Brooks, what'd you get for B?
$12.
We all agree with $12? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Brenna, for C. Everybody agree with 13?
Yeah.
I would too. And George, you on D?
12.
12. We all on board with 12? I would agree there. All right. Apples are $1, oranges are $2, not too difficult. 2 now says Noah has $10 to spend at the produce market. Can he buy 7 apples and 2 oranges? No. I'd agree with no. Kinley, why not?
Because 2 oranges would equal $4, and then plus 7 apples would equal $11.
Yeah. 7 apples are $7, 2 oranges are $4. That's $11. So he can't quite afford all that fruit.
That's just kind of a sad
So no.
statement right there. You can't quite afford all that food.
That's a lot of fruit, Kellen. I don't know if anybody needs 7 apples and 2 oranges.
You don't buy bags with like 15 apples in them?
Or if you wanted
Yeah,
to,
like,
you
you
can
buy
Yeah,
a bag.
about $3.
All right. Let's
Who's
get
going through and picking, ooh, that's a good apple, I'll take that one home.
like if you buy a bag,
Buy a
that's
bag.
only
You just
like
described
$4
your
or
farmer's
$5.
market.
Yeah, no,
Josh, we are at the produce market.
I don't care.
I don't know if they
Bag of them.
It's like a musical.
I don't know if they have bags of apples at a produce market.
Why not?
On music?
All right.
You need 7 apples to buy apples to apples.
Number 3.
You need
It says, what combination of apples and oranges can Noah buy if he spends $10? There could be a bunch of them. Giorgio, you got one?
10 apples.
You could just buy 10 apples, 0 oranges?
5 oranges.
0. You could buy 0 and 5, he said?
8 and 2. 8 apples, 2 oranges.
Did that work?
8 apples, 1 orange.
For $10?
8 apples, 1 orange.
8 apples, 1 orange. 8A, 1O. Chesney?
You could buy 6 apples and 2 oranges.
2 oranges. Colin, you got another one?
4 apples and 3 oranges.
4 apples, 3 oranges. We all okay there?
What, could you do 9 apples and half an orange?
Nope. They don't sell half oranges.
Like half an orange.
I don't think anybody's selling half an orange.
I'll take that creepy guy at the corner.
Maybe you and Kellen can go.
Oh, I totally.
You want a
I'm
half
gonna trade bites.
I'll even give it to you for a half off.
I'd totally buy fruit from him.
I would
All right.
keep running.
You guys got lights.
4 says use 2 variables to write an equation that represents a $10 combination of apples and oranges. Be sure to say what each variable means. All right?
A for apples and O for oranges.
Yes.
We all okay with that? A for apples, O for oranges?
B for orange. And C for
All right. O can be a little bit tricky of a variable because sometimes it can look like a 0.
Let's do make it smaller than an O.
X.
B and P are for oranges.
Make it smaller than an O.
I think let's do A for apples. That makes sense to me. What do we want to do for oranges?
Smaller orange.
R? R for oranges. R for oranges. All right, now let's start here. For a $10 combination, so what's everything got to equal? $10. Everything has to equal 10. And if apples cost $1, what should go over here?
Or 2A.
If apples cost $1,
Sir, what you want?
A. All right, if oranges, oops, that should be plus.
I was like,
A equals 10.
A plus what would equal 10?
Oranges.
And how much do oranges cost?
$2.
2. So 2R is going to go here. This is a plus. All right, everybody see where this equation came from?
Yeah, it came from the numbers letters.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, another question.
Yes,
Why would we put a 1 before the A?
you can.
Because an R.
You can. That's the same thing. 1A is the same thing as just A. All right. 5 wants to know what are 3 combinations of apples that oranges that make your equation true, and what are 3 that make it false. So we need 6 total answers here. We need 6 total answers. We need 3 combinations of apples that make this equation true, and we need 3 that make it false. You got 1 true or false for us?
False.
False, okay?
500 apples and 1,000 oranges.
That would definitely make it false. 500 apples. And how many oranges?
How many apples and oranges?
1,000.
1,000. All right, let's make these next ones a little more realistic.
Okay, I'll do it.
Josh,
you don't just buy
Negative
500
10
apples.
apples.
can't do negative apples.
Okay.
Brooklyn,
8 apples and
Half an orange.
8 apples and 6 oranges. Couldn't get it for $10.
Negative 4.
Georgia,
Yes. I saw you looking at Brent. I was like, please. Okay. Let's do 321.
that's not realistic. Who's going to buy 320?
Fine.
Fine.
11 apples.
11 apples.
Wait.
3 apples and 3 oranges.
92.
No, you're already over. That's good. That works. Look, we already did it. We already did it.
Wait.
Wait.
0 oranges.
Wait.
Wait. Let's do some true ones now.
Whoa,
One and
wait.
something. One.
Chesney, are these?
Apples.
Chesney, can I ask you something? Did we already do this?
Yeah, that's how I was looking up there.
Yeah, we can just pick any of these. Right? Would make it true. So 10 apples would work. 0 oranges. 0 apples, 5 oranges. 8 apples, 1 orange. All those would be true. Just plug those numbers in. This one?
Dude,
This one?
if you take half
8 apples, 1 orange.
Wait, what if you have 10 apples?
Buy a
0
couple
oranges?
oracles. Okay, what if you
It's right here.
What if you like take the apple and you buy it and you like cut it up with like those things you push it down and it like cuts it
Then you already bought it, so it don't matter.
Sir, where's the R? Sir.
What?
All right, we're gonna skip the Are You Ready for now?
Let's go.
All right. Yes,
You should come on the last day of school.
I'll try. What days?
No,
What?
Brad. Oh, sorry, that's Brad.
You know you can hear this, right, Josh?
What?
No, you can't.
It's recording. He's probably gonna watch it.
Jeez.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Josh.
No Brandon, chill.
Okay, okay. How
That was Joshua Redfern, by the way, Mr. Milbrand. Joshua Redfern.
about Mr. Scott comes in like every other
Mr. Redford, when you have detention, I'll make you walk by the way.
All right. 12-3. Kinley, you want to read 12-3 for us?
Of course I do.
Thank you.
You have two numbers.
No, you don't.
If you take
I agree, Kellen. Would you
I'm
quit it?
trying to read. Sir, you have two numbers. If you double the first number and add it to the second number, the sum is 10. 1. Let x represent the first number and let y represent the second number. Write an equation showing the relationship between x, y, and n. That kind of
Alright.
doesn't make sense.
What if I don't want?
All right.
Wait, where
Can
is
you read this again?
I know.
Let's get back on track here,
I
guys.
bet it would make sense if Mr. Sky reads it.
Let's get back on track here. Let's talk about it a little bit. I agree. You ready to go? Pump the brakes.
No, I know what it is.
Just slow down a second.
Let Kellen do it.
All right. So we have two numbers. X and Y are two numbers, okay? If we double the first number, so that's X. If we double X, what's that going to look like? 2X. Right? Now we add the second number. Second number is Y. So now what? Plus Y.
Equal 10.
And the sum equals 10. So it equals 10. That's not too bad, right? All right? Yeah, not too bad. Now 2 wants us to draw and label a set of X and Y axes and then plot at least 5 points on this plane that make the statement true. Okay? So we need to plot this. You guys with me here? Alright, so we need to draw this line. Alright, with this equation, draw a line with this equation. And then we need to plot 5 points. That would be on that line. Okay? I don't think it gives you a graph, so you're going to have to draw one. Alright? I would just do this in your book so you have it with you, even though the graph paper would be nice. Alright?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, are you supposed to write the dots down right now?
Yep, you're supposed to be drawing. Okay. We're all confused? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This equation, draw a line, is the first step. Draw a line with this equation. We all okay so far?
We don't have any numbers with
Wait, I
that.
have to write my line.
You shouldn't need one.
The y-intercept is y. How does that hold?
Okay, let's watch this. Okay,
What was the Y?
so usually,
It's 10.
you guys want help or you want to just keep guessing?
I want help.
4 to 5.
Okay, here's how I would do this. All right? So usually when we've been drawing lines, we have y equals something, right?
Yeah.
How could we get this so y equals something? How could we solve this?
Divide 10 by 3.
Not divide. If I take 2x away from over here, what do I have to do over here? Yep, I gotta take 2x away from over here. So now this cancels out, and I have y equals negative 2x plus 10, right?
I just finished that.
Can you take 10 minus 2x, Brooklyn?
No.
No, you can't do it. So now we have negative 2x plus 10. Can we graph this line now?
But maybe
Where's my y-intercept?
10.
10. Okay, so where are we gonna start? 0, 10. And now what's my slope? Negative 2. So with a y-intercept is 10, and our slope is negative 2. Can we draw that line now?
Why can't it just be simple?
That's not too bad.
That was really confusing. That was very confusing.
All
My
right,
line is quicker.
that's okay.
My dots are really
All right. So I cheated. I grabbed graph paper.
This is my graph.
Dots bigger.
Not quite. All right. So we're gonna start at 10, right?
Make dots bigger.
All right. Now if my slope's negative 2, what am I gonna do?
Down to the right and right down into the right.
Down to
To the right.
right 1.
To the right. Are you serious?
Down to right 1. Down to right 1. Down to right 1, down 2, right 1. So there's what the line would look like.
That's
All
fine.
right, nice and straight. If I can draw it. Good enough.
Make your dot.
You
Close
missed
enough.
one dot.
It's a
Alright.
dot puzzle.
That's close enough.
That's the biggest dot on there.
All right.
Yeah, that's close enough.
All right.
That's good enough.
So now, when I was going down 2 over 1, what did I do?
You made it triangle.
You made a triangle.
I don't know. Where's the triangle? Oh, this is a triangle, right?
There's eight points that do not make
But what did it ask me to do, Jared?
There's mine.
Are all these dots points on this line?
Yeah.
So would they make that equation true?
Yeah.
All right. So that's all number 2 needed you to do.
question.
That was it. All right, what's this point? 5, 0. Right?
Yeah.
That would make it true. This one's 0, 10, and any spot or plot in between there would also be true. Okay? And we got one more. Oof. All right, this one should be easy. Okay? It says list 10 points. I know that sounds like a lot. That do not make the statement true.
0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0,
Yeah.
5, 0, 6.
So what are the points that make it true?
There we go.
100. I don't know.
It's anything on the line, right? Anything on the line makes
0, 1, 0,
it
2,
true.
0, 3, 0,
So-
1, 0, negative 2, 0, negative 3, 0, negative 4, 0, negative 5.
Okay, you guys with me? Right? Everything that would be on this line would be true. Kinley, you with me? Georgia?
Yeah, I'm just asking her to.
Anything on the line would be true. Right? Okay there? So now if I have to pick 10 points that do not make the statement true, what's the only thing I have to make sure? Yeah, so I can pick this point, I can pick this point, I can just go like this over here and get 10 of those and then we're good, right?
Okay, I'll do that.
Questions, Sophie?
Point 1 million, 1 million.
Yeah, you can do it as long as it's not going to end up on this line. It's not going to make it true.
That's good.
All right? So pick 10. Maybe once you stab your paper a couple times, fill in those dots a little bit. You can do both. You can do both or do one. It's just as long as you understand that anything not on this line would make it not true.
Great job.
All right? So this point I picked right here is 6, 4. So that one would be 1. And then it says, what do you notice about these points? They're not on the line.
That was really random.
Not on the line is the big thing there.
Okay.
All right, we all okay with that?
Good job, Kinley.
All right. Let's talk about the homework.
Yay. How was that today? Because then we're done with the work.
They're wasting a full piece of paper for one question.
They do that a lot, don't they?
I know. They
All right.
wasted a whole piece of paper for glossary terms.
Oh.
Number 1 says select all. What does that mean?
More than one.
Yeah, of the ordered pairs that are solutions to the linear equation. Do we want to do one of these together?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, here's our equation.
Okay.
2x plus 3y equals 6. And now it gives us an ordered pair here. So this is 0, 2, right?
Yeah.
So what's x in this one? 0. X is 0 in this one. What's y? 2. Y is 2. So now we got to plug these into this equation to see if it works. So if x is 2, what's 2 times 0? 0. And if y is 2, what's 3 times 2?
6.
So 0 plus 6, 6?
Yes.
Yeah, that works, right? So that one would be true. If they don't equal each other, don't circle it. Right? But if they work out like this one, then that'd be right. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. 2, it says the graph shows a linear relationship between x and y. X represents the number of comic books Priya buys at the store, all at the same price, so all of those are the same. That's important.
Okay.
And y represents the amount of money in dollars that she has after buying the comic book. So that kind of sets this up for you. On the next page, there's A, B, C, and D to that one. So
Okay.
you have to find and interpret the x and y intercepts on this line. So find the intercepts, tell me what they mean. You have to find the slope, tell me what that means.
Okay.
Draw an equation, or write an equation for that line.
Okay.
And then it asks you specifically, if Priya buys 3 comics, how much money will she have remaining? How can you figure this out?
We should do that one together. Period.
Once you write that equation, you can use that equation
Okay.
to figure out, all right? Because it tells you 3 comic books.
Could I just look at the graph and then like estimate?
You can do that too. You can use the graph as well. All right, all on the same page there? All right, 3 is just a matching one. Match each equation with its 3 solutions. So just like 1 there where we had to plug in points, we'll plug these points into these equations.
Oh.
All right, so same thing.
Like all of them.
That's what you got to figure out. We got to match them. All right, so we can check 1 here, right? Y equals 1.5x. Which one do you want to check? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
1.
Three.
No. 2, 3, 3, 3,
3?
3?
3? All right. So on this one right here,
3 obviously gonna be the one that has fractions in it.
let's find out. All right. So y equals 1.5x, and x and y are both 1/2 on this one. So y equals 0.5. I'm going to change it to a decimal, so we're doing the same thing here.
Okay.
All right. And x equals 0.5 for this one. All right. So now is 0.5, because y equals 0.5, equal to 1.5 times 0.5?
No.
No.
No, so those ones don't match.
So then,
Okay.
So no, not none of them. They will match.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it
It's
out.
gonna be D.
You're going to figure it out. All right.
Match to D.
So just plug in. Here's x, right? Here's x, here's y. Plug them into the equation and see which ones work. Then the last one. Kellen, you want to read that for us?
There's also
There's a 5.
container of fuel dispenses fuel at the rate of 5 gallons per second. If Y represents the amount of fuel remaining in the container and X represents the number of seconds that have passed since the fuel started dispensing, then X and Y satisfy a linear relationship. In the coordinate plane, will the slope of the line representing that relationship have a positive, negative, or zero slope? Explain how you know.
Okay, so it sets up a lot there for you. This whole first paragraph is just telling you stuff.
Okay.
All right, so it does tell you that there's a linear relationship. Then the question is, does the linear relationship have a positive, negative, or zero slope? So you got to pick one of those 3 and then explain how you know that, okay? So you got to do is say positive, negative, or 0 and tell me how or why you know that. And the actual last one is 5, and it says a sandwich store charges a delivery fee to bring lunch to an office building. One office pays $33 for 4 turkey sandwiches, and another pays $61 for 8 turkey sandwiches. How much does each turkey sandwich add to the cost of the price of the delivery? Right? So for every extra sub you get, how much does the price go up is what that's asking.
Oh, so it's like how much for each one?
Basically. So how much does each sandwich change the price? Okay? Any questions on the homework?
Ask him personal.
Okay. So let's set this up. I can help you with this one. All right, so for 4 sandwiches, it costs $33. All right. For 8 of them, it costs $61. So we added 4 here, so we changed 4, right? How much did our price change?
28.
How'd you find that?
I subtracted.
61 minus 33 is 28. 8 minus 4 is 4, right? So we added 4 sandwiches, and our price changed $28. So I'll let you guys figure out, because it's homework, how much did each sandwich change the price of that order? That's all you had to do on that one. Yep, just how much did one... All right. Any other questions on the homework? All right.